Yo, guys, welcome back to another YouTube live stream. Hope you're having an amazing day. How are we doing? Welcome. I know we're late. I don't know what's happened to Fortnite. What's happened to Fortnite? But we're not even playing Fortnite, so it doesn't matter. But for some reason, it's shown as being offline, so I have no idea what's happened. Magneto? What? Oh, I have the music on. How are we doing, chat? AI? Yes, Henry. Sorry, I could not tell that was an R one N. We will be talking about the whole AI thing with Fortnite. Is servers down? I presume. I don't know. I just got on Epic Games, just pressed live, and then checked my Epic, and it says it's servers offline. I don't know if it's just me. Is there actual AI? Well, that's what we're going to discuss. Well, there is AI. That's what we're going to discuss. I wasn't intending to probably play Fortnite anyway. I want to record. What do I want to talk about today? Obviously, the whole AI thing. There was something else. I also maybe want to touch on the whole social media ban as well. So I wasn't even intending to play in Fortnite anyway. Is anyone else can't get on Fortnite, or was it just me? Oh, hopefully it's not a turn off, turn on again job, but it might be. I wonder what Jay will talk about, but no spoilers. Don't even get me started on that social media ban. Not yet. No, that's not. We're not talking about that yet. I couldn't get on Fortnite on my PC, so I started playing either Doom. Oh, so it is down. Why is no one reporting this then? It was just... Okay, so we get into the first video of the stream then. We'll probably end up playing Forza. Well, actually, a bit of James Bond. I need to jump back on that. If Fortnite just stays dead, apparently. Maybe the AI servers aren't helping. Ethan, how's it going? I'm good, Kai. I'm good. So I hope everyone's enjoying the new Fortnite season, Chapter 7, Season 3. And it seems like every time we get a moment where we're like, oh my god, things are going well, Fortnite needs to either sack 1,000 people or announce that they seem to be using AI or generative AI in their design processes, which have been talked about a few times and suspected or speculated. One was a few months ago, which actually turned out to be something different. Well, I guess it turned out to be both things. I guess the speculation was about the generative AI in a skin or concepts progress or design. That's the wrong word. Progress is the wrong word. In their design progression, progression's the right word. In their design progression, they've been using generative AI, but it was more about the mocapping situation with Epic or Unreal Engine. So smaller studios don't have to buy all the gear essentially, and AI will help them out. Apparently, that was the thing a few months back, anyway. But Hypex, Fortnite concept art process, POIs, characters, etc. AI can generate generic stuff. That's my autism. I could look that up. I looked at that for about 10 minutes, not worked out what that was. AI can generate generic stuff all day, but that's not what we're doing here. We will see. The creative control stays in the hands of the creators. I can't just apologise, the cam looks different. For some reason, the cam that broke, by the way, is now the cam that works, and the cam that should work doesn't work at the moment. So not really sure what's happening there, if anyone has noticed a camera difference in the last few videos and streams. Anyway, let's get into this one, and let's see what they have to say. Oh.
Hey everyone, this is Pat.
And this is
Hi
Chris.
Pat. Hi Chris.
VFX Soup here.
And I'm a technical artist at Epic Games.
So I didn't realise they're going to be playing epic music over it as well. Hold on, let me just turn it off, because then there's too much going on. There's too much going on. I'm oversensor? Isn't that what the word? Overstimulated, not overstimulated. And that's it.
Hey everyone, this is Pat.
And this is Chris.
I'm a VFX.
Can you hear that? They're selling us with the nice OG Fortnite Chapter 1 lobby music. Don't fall for it, chat.
Soup here.
And I'm a technical artist at Epic Games. So we thought this would be a good moment to pull back the curtain and give you a peek at how artists at Epic are making digital art and content, blending traditional tools like Blender and Photoshop with evolving technologies like Nano Banana and GPT Image used within our own internal interface.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to. Is there a thingy? Is there?
Evolving technologies like Nano Banana and GPT Image. Evolving technologies like Nano Banana and GPT Image used within our own internal interface.
All right, first up, start with an idea, explore and refine it through concepting, and hand it off for modeling, texturing, and rigging before it goes into our editor for materials.
Was I muted? Was I muted for that whole thing? Well, what I was trying to work out was what he was saying there. I wasn't quite getting that. So now, with the technology, so we just hit listen to that bit again. I was trying to work out what the two things they were using, the AI, which sounds like Nano Banana and GPT.
Traditional tools like Blender and Photoshop with evolving technologies like Nano Banana and GPT Image used within our own internal interface.
So I guess that's the generative AI they are talking about.
All right, first up, start with an idea, explore and refine it through concepting, and hand it off for modeling, texturing, and rigging before it goes into our editor for materials and ships in the game.
The next few segments are real concepting workflows from Epic's art teams, the actual processes they use to take a creative vision from a blank canvas all the way to something that ships in the game.
One of our character concept artists draws a character from scratch, just a blank canvas.
Now this is quite cool to see. This is good. Them actually
An idea.
doing art.
First,
great stuff.
Loose, gestural, a little contrapposto. To
Great
give her some
stuff.
life.
This character is a falconer, so the artist sketches in a bird to help reinforce the character's identity.
He moves into color blocking, then tightens up, defines her lines, working out the jacket design before moving into Gen Media Bridge.
Okay, so this is it. Gen Media Bridge. Apparently saying it's not connected. So it's using the model Gemini 3.1 flash aspect ratio automatic. So this is what they've done. So this is what the artists have done, which is very good. Like, I don't know why a 3D modeler can't then work from this. I think that was someone's argument I saw on Twitter. It's like, well, it's good to see the next bit because then the 3D renderer will be able to then take it and make it into a skin. And I'm like, I don't know. I must be uninformed. But anyway, so you can prompt it and a negative prompt. So something they're careful with, apparently, things to avoid. They don't want things generated, right? Are the blurs, text, and extra fingers.
That's one of our internal tools built right into Photoshop. You draw, get assistance, and then paint some more.
Like when 3D artists pick their model.
Clean up the rendering on this Fortnite character. Don't change the design, just the rendering.
To a 3D
What does that even mean?
renderer to get a refined
White
result.
backgrounds.
The artist here prompts Gen Media with some guardrails
Describe the image you want. Be specific about the subject, style, mood, lighting.
to help take the 2D rendering further.
So that's what it's done. And so it's... Honestly, I don't know. These are concepts. These are not going to go to games. So can they not work out from this point?
Here prompts Gen Media with some guardrails to help take
I don't particularly... But then obviously...
The artist here prompts Gen Media with some guardrails to help take the 2D rendering further on his concept. The third pass is solid, but it added a skull to the pouch and some details he did not ask for. He paints those out. The design is king. AI can generate generic stuff all day, but that's not what we're doing here.
No, the creative control stays in the hands of the creator.
Absolutely. It just skips ahead in the timeline so he can focus on honing in on the design and crafting it exactly how he wants it to be.
What saying about that? Triple A is like too far Hollywood style? Wait, what? I read that wrong. Most of the games like probably playtime and horror games and PvP games aren't using AI. I just don't get, despite the fans feeling they insist on using AI, like what companies need to realize is that if you keep messing over your fans, you're going to lose business. I hate how AI is taken over, but at least Activision is kind of for that. But the owner of Battlefield ain't doing it. They want to be a double A, which is primary for gaming companies. So from this point now, so this is that, and it generates it in, I guess, whatever style this is meant to be. A Fortnite eccentric style, like it does look a bit like a Fortnite face, like this face is much more square. Sorry, it's much more angled. It's obviously rounded the face. It's completely changed the art style, by the way. Yeah, I'm not sure about this, and obviously they have to go in and rework things, right?
To help take on his
So as the guy says, it created a skull here, which I can see actually why it done that, because it does actually look like a skull. Oh,
Then tightens up. Defines internal tools.
it does actually look like a skull. So it's obviously that's what the generative AI has done, which obviously they didn't
generate
want.
generic stuff all day. Absolutely. It just skips
So they had to go back through it. And then from that, he is then able to... I've skipped. He is then able to, I guess, change out the colors. Is he then flipping the image? Because we don't see that. There's a bit of a skip here, and I can't work out what's happening. Has he then genned it to flip the image, right? Or has this been drawn? Because we can only speculate at
so he
that
can
point.
focus on honing in on the design and crafting it exactly
I guess they've generated the back view, haven't they?
how he wants it to be. Next, one of our key art concept artists is building a more complex finished composition.
Explore a new aspirational suburban location that feels inspired by classic Fortnite. Tone light-hearted, feel-good shot with a bit of variety. Land. Okay. Mid-shot ground level of the lawn store on the corner of a suburban strip mall. In the foreground, we have a cat character leaving the store loaded with bags.
This briefs an aspirational suburban location with a lighthearted tone. He lands on a yarn store and a cat character, then goes through several names, ends up with Yarn Barn, and wants a mouse on the roof to play off the cat. Classic cat and mouse. Now it goes into Blender to block out the scene in 3D, dragging and dropping pieces from an asset library exported from Unreal Engine source data. Meow Skulls, a cat character with the right aesthetic, is rigged and exported from the engine.
Once the scene is blocked, the Yarn Barn logo is cleaned up and projected onto the 3D geometry in Blender, with the mouse sign sculpted for the roof. Concept artists are jacks of all trades, so they do the basic modeling next, very quickly. What matters is getting to the image, not perfecting the mesh. From here, it's into Photoshop.
So, is this generating here? Is that what's happening? Sorry to sound dumb here, but I have no idea. I thought this was Blender, but now it looks like it's also generating as well. I'm so confused.
Once the scene is blocked,
I'm actually confused about that. I think that's just Blender, but I'm on... Can anyone help me out there? Yeah, it's AI just upscaling. Okay, that's what I thought. It's not generating it, right?
From Unreal Engine.
It's upscaling, which is slightly different, and nothing's being changed, right? Everything is what we see. Okay.
Meow Skulls, a cat character with the right aesthetic, is rigged and exported from the engine.
Once the scene is blocked, the Yarn Barn logo is cleaned up and projected onto the 3D geometry in Blender, with the mouse sign sculpted.
Which that's fine. I don't mind an upscale. Sometimes you need an upscale.
Concept artists are jacks of all trades, so they do the basic modeling next, very quickly. What matters is getting to the image, not perfecting the mesh. From here, it's into Photoshop, where he paints over the image and uses Gin Media to...
Okay, and then this is where he uses it. Which is this has been a Photoshop thing for about 4 years now, isn't it? Also, what an ugly door. So if that was me, I would just make that the inside and not have that. Why? Because it's Fortnite, you wouldn't have a door.
Where he paints over the image and uses Gin Media to accelerate the rendering process.
Like, you wouldn't have a door. I mean, sometimes you do now. But the prompt, no, not the prompt, the brief was old Fortnite. What's a sliding door got to do with old Fortnite? Just make that a barn. Tell you what, let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. No. Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it.
This Gin Media.
Shut up. Why didn't you just make it a barn? It's a barn. Why are you upscaling the... It seems like most of what I'm seeing here seems like you might as well have just done it yourself anyway. You literally could have done that yourself, no? Oh, wait on. All this is AI is upscaling, no gen. But the door's been generated. That's not upscaling. Upscaling would okay the image, no? I'm talking about this is being changed through Photoshop's gen, right?
The mesh. From here, it's into Photoshop, where he paints over the image and uses Gin Media to accelerate the rendering process.
Oh, has he designed that? Am I getting wrong here? Okay, no, he has actually drawn that. Has he drawn that? I'm getting confused. I have not explained this very well to anyone who's never drawn before. Because you can prompt stuff like that in Photoshop. Wait, or is he just switching them out? I think he's switching them out.
It's-
It just looks AI. It doesn't actually look like AI. Wait, no, he's got electric barn door. So that's just actually a render. That's someone else has already done that. He designed it. Why is he designing electric doors in Fortnite? Literally, the brief was old Fortnite. It seems weird to put a electric door in it. Anyway. So is this the upscale then? Yes, Vision, Viz Dev in Gen Media. So this is the upgrade, right? Hmm. Okay. I don't. Why? What was wrong with the image before? I mean, yeah, might need a bit more work on the what everything's here is kind of fine, right? But you know,
where he paints over the image and uses these artists know.
Established, you can.
yeah. So put a poster on it. I'm trying to think what it's like. It's cracked. So yeah, this is. I don't know what this is meant to be. Like, what material was this meant to? Like, thing. It's cracked it, right? I think. Yeah. So it was soft, right? Wait. But he rendered that in. Did he rendered the thing in? Wait on. Did he? Oh no, he didn't. My bad. He did not do that. Oh, so it's rendered the cotton effect in, right? So yeah, my bad. The door seems to be just like he must have designed several doors, right? So that was something he actually designed. My bad. I'll take it back. So he was just simply switching that out. But I just would argue he read the brief wrong, right? So then this allows them, which I thought that's what they were doing with the mod stuff, the mocap and stuff. We're able to switch characters out easy in certain situation, right? So
Yeah, skulls for.
So the mod capping allows you to switch out characters, which I feel like you can probably do anyway, but it just a little bit more long-winded, right?
For Cloud9 style.
Or no? Have you just given? Where's the actual image of both of
We're
them?
seeing the real advances. Once the original artwork's established, you can start experimenting fast.
Yeah, well, it's given they would have to fix the imperfection of this given thingy and nose.
Swap out Meow Skulls for her Cloud9 style.
Got no nose.
Test the POI at different times a day. Even run a meteor shower and see how it plays at this location.
Yeah, that looks disgusting. That when it uses its the others you probably wouldn't even blink. I guess maybe an artist would. This and the others you wouldn't even blink an eye of it being AI, right? You wouldn't. Like you would, well, actually, unless you really know Meowscles, right, and you see that the fact they got a nose, and you know the skin doesn't have a nose.
Test the POI at different times a day.
But then the more it gets, like that's definitely AI, right? I don't know, is it? Yeah. Oh no, artists for different themes using Gen Media. So I guess he's worked at it as well. See, now it's just hard to tell what he's done. They explained it pretty poorly, if I'm being honest. Can someone explain the point of making concept art? Because if there's got to be a brief, right? It all starts from a brief. So they got to start with the map and the theme, right? Definitely something in chapter 7. Definitely with the story with the whole Geno and the Seven, and POIs have got to represent them characters. So okay, we've got to have a POI here. Where do we want the buildings? What do we want the buildings to look like? Okay, we need a santry. Oh, I got this cool square cube building, so everyone might think it's the last reality. And then someone goes, no, we should have a triangle, yeah, and the big base underneath it. Get drawing that, and then they draw it. Then it goes to the concept artist draws it, and then the concept artist that will then go to renderers and 3D modelers, and they would then try and interpret that into a game. Because otherwise, you just can't look. If you go into Unreal Engine and just go, okay, let's make something, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle.
And see how it plays at this location. At every stage of the process, artists continue to polish and refine, but now teams can revise faster, so artists have more opportunities to explore. Continue to polish and experimenting fast.
Why do they even do that? Why do they even do that? And look, this is just me being picky, right? The glass is weird. Like, why would they have even done that?
Even run a meteor shower and see how it plays at this location. At every stage of the process, artists continue to polish and refine, but now teams can revise faster, so artists...
This crack is just weird anyway. And that's what Gen Media done, right? That wasn't there in the original shot, right? Oh my god, I'm struggling. There's no need to put this on YouTube. Because now I'd be able to see a preview of the image. See, yeah, no broken glass window, right? That's what Gen Media's done, I think. Unless the artist did do that, right? Then I have to apologise. The crack's weird, right? It's a glass. Why would it shatter like that? That's just annoying me. You can see where it's like double opposed itself, like it's cracked here, but then there's glass here, but also glass there. Oh, you know what? I have no idea. I apologise if I'm dissing artists, all right? I'm not a great artist myself, but I'm just trying to tell the news how I see it, right?
Last up, one of our environment concept artists is designing a POI, a drive-through diner with a 60s retro feel. It starts on a grid in Photoshop, so it's designed...
See, okay, that's the brief, right? He will design one that looks like that. Then he's going to go, okay, I want to design something that looks a bit more like this. And he will have probably photos of like actual 60s bars. And then that will then go to a 3D renderer after a concept artist, and then eventually get into game, and then someone will try and build the parts and, you know, to try and get it into game, right?
And conforms to the building system and can be broken out as modular pieces, working orthographically for control over design.
Yeah, and here we see that he blocks in the walls, duplicates them out, adds a protruding entrance with 2 pillars for an interesting side silhouette, then layers in a drive-through, outdoor seating, and variation to break up the shape. Then it's time for the branding. We love when buildings have a mascot, like Durburger or Pizza Pit. The winner here, a chubby, silly seal squashed between 2 pieces of bread and a plunger on the head for silhouette balance. The silly sandwich. Nailed it.
I love it. With the design done, he adds local flavors first, then shadows and specular to indicate form and material changes. Then he breaks the building into pieces along the grid lines, extracting modular components and solving the sides and drive-through window that the orthographic view didn't fully resolve. Then it's into Blender for a gray box blockout, then the breakout lines, extracting modular components and solving the sides and drive-through window that the orthographic view didn't fully resolve. Then it's into Blender for a gray box blockout, then the breakout sheet goes into Workflow Builder and Nano Banana Pro, prompting for clean PBR render shots and adjusting the perspective of the breakout pieces. The results are good, but not perfect one-to-one. The tower's boxy instead of tapered, awnings are the wrong color, some trims are missing. That's why it's a starting point, not a finish line.
I don't know. I don't mind it now. Now I feel like it was actually... Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like that's not too bad to use it in that thing. But then again... No, they've just... Wait. They've just literally cut the whole 3D render out, did they? Or did they not? I feel like... Wait, that happened so quickly. It makes it 3D for the... Okay, that is actually crazy. That is actually crazy. Sorry, let me go back a bit. That is actually insane, right? Sorry, I missed a spot.
Builder.
I just thought they did. So they've done this, right? They've cut it into render, then it's made it 3D for them. Because first time I've heard it, I thought they did this, then did the things, and then it's cleaned it up for them. See, polygons are an important thing, right? Because that's usually dealt with a whole different company. But I guess Fortnite works to a similar framework every time, so maybe that isn't an issue. But obviously, then the game will lag if they're not careful with how many polygons they add in, right? That's the issue. But usually, most other companies they get an actual specialized team to do that stuff, don't they? To test out to see it hasn't got too many stuff and it's going to crash your PC and your PlayStation consoles.
In Nano Banana Pro, prompting for clean PBR render shots and adjusting the perspective of the breakout pieces. The results are good.
So let me get this right. The person's designed this, then they've blocked it. Wait.
Silhouette balance. The silly sandwich. Nailed it.
I love it.
Yeah, I love to be educated, chat, but sometimes I'm just dumb, right?
With the design done, he adds local flavors first, then shadows and specular to indicate form and material changes. Then he breaks the building into pieces along the grid lines, extracting modular components and solving the sides and drive-through window that the orthographic view didn't.
Okay, so did he do this and then got the Gen AI to do it from this point on?
Resolve. Then it's into Blender for a gray box blockout. Then the breakout sheet goes into Workflow Builder in Nano Banana Pro, prompting for clean PBR render shots and adjusting the perspective of the breakout piece.
Yeah, you're telling someone who's never done that, so I'm losing it. I'm losing track of it every time. So have Epic already got a framework when these things go into this model and they're already sort of created, right? Because they're similar pieces. Like, we've got this, yeah? This door's the same piece. It works the same dynamics every time, right? So that's very easy to thing, but then it's then creating everything else, which would be then sorted out afterwards, right? Because obviously, because how Fortnite's building mechanics work, everything has to work into that, right? The pillars, I guess, the trims are slightly always different. I guess you always break the trims before you break the wall, don't you?
Prompting for clean PBR render shots and adjusting the perspective of the breakout pieces. The results are good, but not perfect one-to-one. The tower's boxy instead of tapered. Awnings.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little sketchy on this bit, chat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not getting it because I've never done this process before. So how am I gonna get it? Like, I don't know how much of this has just been made, like the pieces. Because first time I'm hearing that, right? I think they've made the whole thing. They've made this, and it's like this generated 3 quarterly view with. Okay, so they've literally generated this whole thing, right? Is that what we're getting? Is that what we're getting? Because that's crazy. That's cutting out a whole 3D, which then you can probably take that and then make the 3D renders and have to touch them off. If that's what we're saying. That's concerning. I'm hearing. Oh God, why is autofocus back on this? I'm hearing everyone okay. Like the concept artists, the concept art for the skins, not terrible. This seems much worse, right? Okay, and they block it out, and then the AI is texturing from this point on. So these are blank, but then they use this to... Okay, that's not terrible. That's nuts. Okay. Right. We're learning, chat. We're learning. I'm not aware of this stuff, you know? I can't claim to know everything. It's a learning experience for all of us, right? I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest. Like, the artists are still doing their jobs, but at the same time, AI is involved in some aspects, which just throws me off. No. Do you want to see my art? Wait, where is my art? I've lost it, chat. I've lost it. All my work. Is this Fortnite still? Okay, now it's back on. What happened? What happened? This is my singularity attempt, which I could be. I could be doing this. This could be AI generated. Who knows? But this is my my singularity. I also started something yesterday. I don't know what it is. I was just doodling yesterday. I'm not gonna show the sketch lines to this because it's awful. I need to get rid of this. Where's the sketch lines? Okay, so this is what I got so far. Look at this guy. That's just me starting. We shall work on that one. Anyway, moving on from that and going back to whatever this is.
The wrong color.
It looks like someone from a TV show, but I don't know what. I was trying to find this out. Anyway. Yeah, the head shape was deliberate. I didn't want a round head. Okay? I wanted like a... I'm going to do another character with like a complete oblong head. Like really like long... Anyway.
Some trims are missing. That's why it's a starting point, not a finish line. He paints over it in Photoshop and makes it exactly what he envisioned.
And now, Pep, the last step.
I don't even know what happened there. What?
Point, not a finish line. He paints
Oh yeah, because these are different.
over it in Photoshop and makes it exactly
Okay.
what he envisioned.
Oh, and it's changed whatever this was. Okay. Okay, so it is blocking them. It is creating the blocks for them because he wouldn't have made the block like this then, would
Tower's
he?
boxy instead of tapered. Awnings are the wrong color. Some trims are missing. That's why it's a
Okay, so he's
starting
blocking it up, and then he's okay. I'm getting really confused with what they're doing here.
point, not a finish line. He paints over it in Photoshop and makes it exactly what he envisioned.
All this racer work to never be used, but that's concepts, bro. How much, like, do you think everything is? To be fair, I think this was just shown for this purpose only. But do you think? Because I don't think they can record on their computers, by the way. So this has definitely just been done for that. But I might be wrong about that. So do you think? How much do you think from concept is in the game of Fortnite this season for Chapter 7? What was created for Chapter 7 Season 3? How much do you think concepts is in the game? Do you think it's like 10%, 20, 30, 40%, 20%? Like I would hopefully say like below, anywhere between 10 and 20%, I would say. I would hope it's nowhere near 50 or 80. I'd be disappointed, right? Because every skin has several, you know, when we see a concept, right? But we only see finalized concepts, by the way. So we never really see scrapped concepts from skins. So you could have styles that are never used. You could have skins that are never used. You could have props that are never used. Businesses that are never used. Signs that are never used. Plants that are never used. Like, I reckon it should be around 10 to 20%. But that'd be a good figure to know, right?
And now, Pep, the last step is to use the blockout screen cap from Blender to control the camera angle and bring it back into Photoshop for a sketch on top. Some foliage in the foreign background and a car in the drive-thru. He uses that sketch and the orthographic design as reference, runs another generative pass in Nano Banana.
Okay, that's I don't have to be confused by that one. This one, yeah. Wait. Wait, but he's got a Fortnite car, right? It's like the wood looks wrong, right? That's one thing that's standing out to me. The wood looks wrong. That's funny. We just had a long conversation trying to work out what, you know, because I'm unaware, right? From blocks to whatever and what's going on there. I'm slightly getting confused. That was obvious, right? Why is everyone talking about have they watched the rest of this video? I don't feel like people watch this full 5-minute video, right? Because, like, the skin is, like, questionable, right? This bit is crazy.
Scanner Pro for a full contextual shot, then paints over that in Photoshop too. Trim colors, awnings, planters, background values.
Sorry, and they're saying this. Wait, has he just? I'm confused. I'm confused.
Full contextual shot, then paints over that in Photoshop too. Trim colors, awnings, planters, background values to manually bring it back to the original design. The final piece goes to asset production.
Okay, wait. Okay. Something did happen there. Okay.
Exactly how the building is supposed to look.
All along the way, there are continual reviews before anything makes it into our games. And artists are careful to respect originality, track provenance of their work, and make sure the finished of their quality.
How the hell are they meant to track provenance of work? I guess that generative AI will say where it's taken from. But then that's the issue, right? If it's taken from site, is that not...
Track provenance of their work and make sure the finished product meets Epic's high quality standards.
Well, in terms of what happened to this skin, right? Like, it barely changed. Like, yeah, I know AI was used, but it barely... It was his work. What I've seen from the last POI thing, I'm questioning that, right? The AI made a lot of that up. No?
Standards. We hope you enjoyed a behind-the-scenes peek at our creative process.
Thanks for hanging out with us. See you.
They might need to do this video again. They might need to do this video again, you know. They might need to do this video again and explain it a little better for the idiots like me. Like, I think they're just hoping that most people will be ill-informed and won't want to learn anything about it and go, okay, well, that's fine, and just move on. But then there's people like me who are like, well, I don't really know a lot about Blender, a lot about this, or I don't use Photoshop, I use Krita, and I don't think there's a generative option on like Photoshop, unless there is on a new update. I don't think there is. I'm ill-informed that there is. I'm ill-informed. I'm pretty sure that this is free, right? And I donated because I care about art, right? So I don't think there is. Am I like leaking anything? Hold on. I don't think there's a gen option. Anything I see is enhance, sharpen. No, I don't think so. Oh yeah, no. The Photoshop's had it for years, but I don't think what I use have it. No, I can't see it. I can't see it. Right? I can't see it. Anyway. Well, that's that, right? I was very confused at some stage because I'm unaware. I'm not used to using Blender and stuff like that. So, and they were I'm going to say they were almost like they were trying to pull the wool over people's eyes who are less informed or who would just skip through it and go, I don't really care. Because I had to rewatch that a few times to, get it in my head. Because I'm unaware. Geno's AI generate. I did see someone post, generate me a good visitor's suit so I could fall to 7. But yeah, the skin actually, on reflection, was not too bad compared to, because most of it, you could see, most of it was from his inspiration and his craft, right? Yes, I know, it's still generated, right? But the Blender stuff and what was happening there, maybe I'm still ill-informed, right? But that was crazy, right? That was crazy. Generate. That's the true villain of Fortnite, not Jeno. The olden day Fortnite buildings were so fun and wacky and had character. It had imperfection buildings and imperfection shape, and the new ones suck because they're trying to make it fit perfectly. Yeah, well, no, I still feel like there's a few buildings that are off the building grid, right? Well, not the building itself, but some props off the building. Like, you know, if you try and build a wall now, you can't because the building props in a way, right? I use Blender for Cyber Wonderland. AI is even getting into the damn military too. Wait, what? If they're using their own assets with generative AI, isn't that a problem? Depends what it is. As I said, from the skin itself, but from the Blender stuff, it seemed a lot worse. It was for my inexperienced eyes, I was a bit like, okay, well, if that's what they do, that's kind of crazy, right? It's kind of skipping a lot, but I might be misinformed, right? Well, if you say, okay, if you got a door, right, and you say, oh, can you change this door so it's an ancient door or a medieval door? Why? Just get an artist to do that. Right, and there's levels to it, right? But yeah, from watching that video, I am. Well, am I concerned? I don't know. I feel like I'm asking more questions, and I don't feel like I got a lot of answers from that video. They can't only be using their own assets because AI wouldn't know what a seal is or anything like that. AI needs a very large base pool to even begin image generating. Yeah. The door is generated. Change the door into okay, we're getting off subject here. Well, I might make a video, but I might not because I was a bit confused through that. So I don't know. It might just be comment section informing me. So I still actually might make it a video. That might be a good idea. Anyway, thanks for watching that one. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Comment down below. Obviously, the big thing. Comment down below. Inform me if I'm misinformed or didn't quite get something there. Please inform me. Until next time, it has been your boy, mrjayowhy. It's next time. Bye-bye. Now, this is a 44-minute recording. This might crash. This might crash the stream. So, fingers crossed, chat. That's like using AI to draw a circle. What do you mean? In what respect? What I said about the door? I mean, completely changing the door. At this point, the Triple T might be a... I had a realization. What was the realization?
The silly sandwich.
Oh. We can come up with anything with Jenna in it. Silly sandwich. What if the poodle is AI? Oh, I didn't really talk about should Fortnite, the skins that have been generated, or things that have been generated, do they need to be tagged AI? And the skins, I don't know. I'm less convinced about because I guess if they're all base design from the artist, I kind of get that. No, the image of what they use Meowscles. I saw people saying this. Meowscles isn't AI. The image of him used in that image is AI, but that's using the prefix they have of him. I get that. I understand that. I think. That goes into the whole meta stuff where we had a conversation a few months ago, and that they can switch any skin out. Yeah, I might add some points to that video. It was a good video, chat. Thanks for the input. Now let me turn Fortnite on, so I've got at least some background, so you don't have this massive face cam. Hello, I'm here. I forgot to notify Discord. My bad. I got straight into that video. I didn't even think about it. Chat, thanks for the 21 likes. Or 25 likes, sorry. 25. Holy shit. No, I wouldn't say Geno's AI, right? Because I don't know. Why are you saying loads of things to Geno? What are we doing here? Oh, what am I doing here? No, I'm just actually gonna go for a quick break. I'll need to get, well, not a break. I'm just gonna get a drink. I'm gonna come back. Chat, if you're enjoying the content, make sure to hit that like button. Mr. Gen-O-Y, that does sound like if I brought out an AI version of myself, it would probably be called Gen-O-Y. Actually, it'd be called Mr. Gen-O-Rate, I suppose. AI. You missed. There was a big conversation about the whole Epic Games little video they did yesterday. So we were literally talking about AI. This stream is kind of AI. We're at least talking about it anyway. This whole stream is AI generated. Think you done this? So I'm set up for my next video. Give me a second. I hate where this cam is. My cam is in the wrong place because well, it's actually a different cam because the other one started working weirdly. So the next thing we're going to talk about is, I guess, pretty big news in the UK at the moment, that the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, has announced a social media ban for under 16s. And also, I think they've also announced a curfew. I don't know if that's still happening, a curfew for anyone under... Curfew. I think I just discovered I can't say that word. Curfew. A curfew for the under 18s to 16s. They can't be on the social media but after 10 or something, or after 8. I don't know how that's going to be policed, but good luck on that one, the Labour government. We've seen how that one works. But obviously, I guess it affects maybe a good couple of my watchers, viewers. I can see from my analytics that I think my biggest share load is the under 16s. And I have a pretty big British audience or UK audience. So maybe a good 10-20% of my audience. That won't work. Yeah, I guess it's probably easier to just full out block it than whatever the curfew thing was about. Which I'm kind of... my personal connection with it, one of my cousins is 17, but he's also in the army. So I'm like... The UK government thinks you're good enough to go to war, but don't trust you, and so just scroll down Twitter at, I don't know, 10 o'clock at night. Die for your country. You can't scroll for your country, apparently. But obviously, there is some talking points, and there is actually some points I kind of agree with, and definitely some of the apps that have been mentioned I do agree with. But personally, obviously, I know, as a personal connection, like YouTube is one that will apparently be banned in 2027. I think that's the date, isn't it? 2027? Internet always finds a way. Well, yeah, you could use VPNs, I'm not saying, you know. But apparently, I did see today some news, and apparently they want to block VPNs. Which, I don't know how they do that, but this Labour government can do whatever they want, apparently. I mean, they can, the government, well, I guess within reason, they can get pushed out. Well, apparently, let's have this little read of this Dextro post. Dextro, is that how you say it? I'm not even too sure. The UK is preparing to introduce stricter online safety measures, with the Prime Minister confirming plans to ban social media for anyone under the age of 16. Social media has long been a contested topic for governments around the world, where concerns over mental health, online safety, and addictive platform design continue to grow. Countries like Canada have explored introducing restrictions for younger users in an effort to increase safety and aid mental health, while Australia has already implemented it. And personally, I haven't heard anyone from Australia talk about it, because obviously they can't have access to social media. But yeah, adults apparently loving it over there. Apparently their work's up or something. But you know, that can be obviously very what's the word I'm looking for? One-sided, I suppose. But you know, from my personal standpoint, I think there is a good argument that we not just the younger generation, let's be fair, maybe even our generation, maybe even the older generation, are spending far too much time on social media platforms. But I would also say that should probably be policed by either yourselves or indeed, I don't know, maybe the parents. I did tweet out yesterday, but no one got it. I did say it was a joke tweet, right? I can sometimes be jokey and sarky. I said, oh, I left my van's handbrake off and it rolled down the hill. Thank God the government removed the road. No, Jay, just put the handbrake up. At least I'm 17. Yeah, but isn't it like a curfew thing they're trying to do? But I guess we might read it here. I can't really remember, right? Maybe that was a bit of... That's the problem with social media. To be fair, they're not wrong that social media can be a pain in people's eyes, a vein in people's eyes. Because obviously some of it is just jumping on a bandwagon, right? Try and fuel hate. So some of it could be fake. Now, the UK is looking to do the same after Prime Minister Keir Starmer revealed plans to impose a nationwide social media ban under 16. And obviously, he's trying to push a lot of things through at the moment because obviously you got not Ed Miliband, sorry. I'm going to have to look it up. Who's the Manchester guy? Ah, it's gone. Completely gone. I should probably learn his name. He's probably going to be Prime Minister soon. What was his name? Damn it. I'm going to have to look it up. 2 seconds. Social media's right in my brain. I have no idea. Andy Burnham. So, of course, I feel like Keir Starmer is trying to push a lot of these things through, right? Because, you know, Andy Burnham has resigned. I think he's resigned as Manchester mayor. And he's going to go and run in Mackle? No. He's going to run as an MP. And obviously, you need to be an MP to run as a Prime Minister. So that's what he's obviously trying to do. And I feel like he will probably get the support right and then be a leadership challenge. So he's obviously trying to push through these things before he loses his job, right? Keir Starmer confirms plans to ban social media and romantic AI chatbots for long periods. Okay, that's you know what? That's a solid weird. The announcement forms part of a major overhaul for online safety protectors, with Starmer arguing that technology companies have failed to adequately protect long losers. And I would agree with that. But the ones that are not here are things like Roblox, who has failed, but Roblox isn't here. But there'd probably be a big thing banning the game. That's probably going to be difficult. But again, I'm not calling for that. But you know, they failed. Also, there's some platforms that I don't see here, and that should probably be there. So what's the difference, man? What's the difference? What's the difference between? I don't think Blue Sky's here. You know, Snapchat's here, TikTok, YouTube. Which it doesn't even have. Okay, to be fair, it does. But I feel like you need people's phone number. There is like a direct message thing, but I think you need the number as well. Which I guess that's a bit more with like actual like big YouTubers who can converse with each other. So it's not like it's an open chat room, but I guess it kind of is. Is Facebook still around? And yeah, X. To be fair, X it's a very morbid site, right? Like, I would not yet let like my brother and sister on it. Before anyone says, I know I might be in my 30s, but my brother and sister are very much younger than me, and they're not even 10 yet. Okay, one of them's 10. So yes, I can see the drawbacks of social media. I can see how the harm it's doing. But then again, they're not always on their phones. But yeah, again, phones can be a great use to people. I know YouTube Kids is not on this, right? So YouTube Kids is staying, but then again, you only get like, I think you get Kids Slop, and you don't have any. I don't know. I don't know about the learning credentials on that site. I don't know. I guess people could try and move over to say if it's like you need to learn something, right? It's educational. I don't know how much educational stuff is on YouTube Kids, and there's no way because my account. I don't think I can look YouTube Kids, obviously. I have no idea. But I don't think YouTube Kids is going. That's not part of the thing. But again, that's probably that's just it's not why. Unless it's just not been mentioned and YouTube is going to include YouTube Kids as well. But I don't think that's the case in Australia, right? I know there's an Australian person and they might confirm it. I think that was the case anyway. My 9-year-old brother needs YouTube. He has ADHD, autism, and YouTube helps him a ton. That's a big case. Yeah, okay. I guess there's also an argument, and this is someone who's this is from me who's on the spectrum, and I've also been around people who with more severe cases, right? And putting a phone it's helpful, right? It's a hard job to look after anyone like that, right? So it's not always a case of, oh yeah, just parent. Parents need a parent. Yes, that's also a case. This is a very compound question, right? There's a load of things, a load of different avenues, a load of different ways you can look at it. But yeah. With messaging platforms like WhatsApp and Signal not including the ban, I don't. Why you need someone's number, right? Which I guess if you're blocking out the other platforms, that ain't gonna happen, right? If weirdos are trying to chase that, well, you wouldn't get someone's WhatsApp, would you? Do you have any racing car games? Oh yeah, I was going to say Fortnite didn't come back. I'm going to play Forza. Oh, what was Fortnite doing? Be quiet, Fortnite. Okay, hold on. Don't name yourself Mrs. Jeno. It's okay. Wait, I can see my face. What have you done? What have you done, bro? Yeah, I've seen the profile picture. So, yeah, in terms of, I feel like even, see, I lived in a generation that didn't have, social media as heavy as this. And to be fair, I had an iPhone. Sorry, I had a phone which was like a Sony Ericsson or Nokia, and I had an iPod when the iPod sort of Touch came out. It basically looks like an iPhone, right? It had all the apps. So I actually didn't have a phone until I was 19. I didn't have an iPhone until I was 19. I just had it worked for me, right? It worked for me. And I didn't really play a lot of games when I was younger as well. I didn't really game a lot. Back in the day, I suppose. I spent a lot of time outside. I still spend a lot of time outside. I only stream after 8 or 9, and the rest of the day I'm either at work or I'm out running or seeing people. And to be fair, I'm not really the most social person in the world. I like my groups tiny. I can't be asked to be in a room with 15 people. Sends a shiver down my spine, but I still mean I do like to socialize, right? But yeah, this again, it's such a compound argument. There's so many good things with social media, so many good things with gaming, and I've felt that over the years, meeting people, streaming, meeting other content creators, Clark, loads of other people, right? But yes, I understand there's drawbacks, and if I was, I wouldn't want definitely under the age of 13, I wouldn't want them anywhere near social media, and I would watch them like a hawk. And yeah, people could say, oh, once they start screaming, if they start screaming, I'm walking away and doing something else. That's what I do with my siblings anyway. I'm like, okay, I'm out. come back to me when you behaving. But yeah. Again, it's not a problem just to leave them on the computer for a while. It was obviously there's a clip, right, of a kid, and they asked, "Oh, what are you going to do now if social media's banned, right?" And they said, "Oh, how long do you spend on the phone this weekend?" And she goes, 9 hours. And what do they expect me to do? Watch paint dry? And Tom, Dick, and Harry in the comment section are like, "Well, at 9 hours, you can do something. You can go and do this. You can go do that. You can go learn to write, learn to draw, learn to do this." But I'm like, yeah, valid, I suppose. But then you don't know what them 9 hours are, do you? It's obviously it's their phone. It said over the weekend or whatever it is. You spent 9 hours on the phone. If it's daily, then you might like to cool down. But by how I heard it, it was 9 hours. Cumulative, whatever the word is, over the course of a weekend. So that could be, wake up in the morning, eat breakfast, half an hour on the phone, go and see mates, go here, go there, on the phone again. Oh, you're chatting with mates, but you're watching a YouTube video, and that's adding to time. So it's like, you don't even know what the 9 random hours that she spent on the phone are. So it's like, they're not 9 accumulative hours. But everyone heard this person say 9 hours and think she's spent 9 hard hours on the phone. Yeah, I haven't heard anything, unless it's here. I haven't seen anything about the curfew thing for 17 and 18 year old or 60, whatever. The bill will also enforce restrictions on interaction with AI chatbots with intimate functionalities restriction windows on. Yeah, of course, that's why is that not a thing anyway? Government has also outlined broader restrictions aimed at limiting harmful online interactions for children and teenagers. Speaking about the plan, Sturmer said parents want to keep their kids safe and happy online, and the world has made that even harder than ever. Which obviously is a valid point. Completely valid point. Sometimes I see something on Twitter and it ruins my day. It does ruin my day. But unfortunately, like, what are you gonna do when they turn 16? Like, okay, I've got a thing about this not counter argument, but I can see like what you don't want them exposed to stuff when they're younger. But then it's like they're gonna turn 16, and like it's not so much about this generation, right? Or maybe next 5 years where you could have people who's maybe never touched a phone, right? They turn 16, they start to go to college and into the working world, and then what? Oh, here's social media. Your brains might be developed now, but go and read this. I don't want to do it like a desensitized argument that kids might be desensitized to this stuff because they shouldn't be exposed to it. They are kind of right? But it's like now you're going to get opposite effect when like they're going to turn 16. It's like, guys, look at this. But then again, it might be like smoking, right? How smoking's looked upon now. Like smoking's been banned, I think, for like anyone under the age of 22 for like a while now, and like I don't think the younger generation even considers that, right? So maybe we're just moaning for no reason or concerned about something that will be great for this country. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I do think we are too in tune to our phones. We are, aren't we? We're honest. I mean, I feel like there's a bit of a side argument with me because, I stream, I make money from it, so it's like I have to be kind of tuned in, right? Oh no, this is another way. So apparently, obviously, for people who are over the age of 18, what is this song? It just needs to be instrumentals, guys. It needs to be instrumentals. Of course, for the over 18s, they will now have to ID for a lot of things. Now, with YouTube, I don't think I've got to do that because I feel like I've probably done that anyway, right? I had to do that a few months ago for companies' houses. Oh, it was awful. It was awful. I picked up this phone, right, and it started flashing like I've never seen my phone do that. Obviously, it was actually the phone screen on the internet. It was like pink, red, green. It was like, holy heck. Like, you don't want to be, like, you don't want to have photosensitive epilepsy. You would have been knocked out for 6. But, yeah, I guess, that's another argument to this. Everyone's saying it's a backdoor to IDs, which I feel like it's coming on a little bit too strong, right? Because most of it, some of the sites, I think you just have to confirm by doing like a selfie, right? Or no, I'm a bit concerned what I heard yesterday, because I heard someone go, they worked for one of these companies, right? And they went, oh yeah, so our age recognition software works, if you're over like 25, you should be fine. But if you're like around 18, 19, you might actually just the AI might not be able to tell that you're over the age of 18, so you might have to provide your driving license. So so basically what the person was saying is like, you're guaranteeing that people between maybe the ages of 18 and 20 would all have to provide their driving license because the AI won't be able to recognize that they're older. I don't know if you should have said it like that, because alarm bells are ringing in my head. But that's... so it's likely the same. Well, wait, what? In Australia, which rolled the ban out in November 2025, users under 16 are unable to set up new accounts and have the existing profiles deactivated from the following services. These are all the services. Twitch? Is Twitch one? I didn't hear Twitch in the UK one anyway. I mean, you can still enter the sites, right? You just won't be able to chat. I guess that's the main thing. So I know it might look bad, but you should be able to enter most sites. Obviously, I guess if you watch your favorite Twitch streamer and you might be a member, right, or a subscriber, you're gonna have to unfortunately watch ads. Oh, great! Hey! Oh! They're being... Wait! Shush! Chat. They're listening. We've just been talking about that literal thing, and about 10 minutes ago, they're listening. So will likely occur same in the UK, or at least something similar. How will this be implemented? It is yet to be revealed. No, shut up. If implemented as planned, the change will come in spring 2027. So some of you might just get past it, right? But I guess with the motion being brought to Parliament before Christmas 2026, all those in favour? Aye. All those no. So yeah, I do think we are maybe too in tune to social media, and we do need to give it a break once in a while. But I've been on the side that social media has been helpful in so many avenues. But yeah, on the contrary, yes. Sometimes I see something on Twitter, I'm just like, it puts me in a bad mood, right? Puts me in a bad mood. So, at least for like under 13s, I'm like, shouldn't be anywhere near social media, right? I mean, you can't be, right? It literally says on the apps you need to be over the age of 13. And maybe for the under 16s, even under 18s, we need to like chill out on the old social media, I suppose. Yeah, it definitely can be used for education, right? 100%. I'm not disputing that. And hopefully, that is kept. Like, I don't think YouTube Kids is going. That's something that stayed in Australia, I'm pretty sure. So maybe they can try and implement it through there. But apparently, you won't be able to make social media accounts. So you probably won't even be able to make the YouTube Kids, right? Because that's a YouTube account still, and that's a Google account. This is probably not helping Labour with the the new generation of voters. Definitely when they're going to come through when they turn 18, right? Obviously, they're definitely not going to... Labour's always been one that we'll talk about, I'm pretty sure, lowering the voting age to 16. I'm not going to do it now, right? That's probably something not to do, right? It's a shame for young entrepreneurs who want to start up a business and they can't advertise their business products on social media. It was kind of the same with when Fortnite announced UEFN, and you had all these map makers. What was it? I don't remember the age right. You had a few who was like, was it 16 or under 18, right? It was under 18. And they couldn't like make maps, could they? Or they couldn't generate money off them. And these are the maps that would have... I think they all had a supported creator code, right? So they would have been generating money because that's how it was back then. They were probably making quite a good bit of money. And then the new UEFN come in and they think, oh, this is a real opportunity to change my life. And then Fortnite goes bang. So it's like the same thing with like anyone who's like crazy Hero Wars ad. Anyway, this is why my cam's here. So maybe social media is bad. Even this website. This is not. But yeah, like if you're a YouTuber and you're in the UK and you're 15, like imagine like Morgs, right? And you could argue that might have helped him, but obviously he went through an arc, right? And he came out the other end as a I don't know if he's uploaded recently, but obviously he's very much changed his persona, right? His sort of boyish attitude has now changed, right? He's got older. But then again, if he didn't start making videos like 14 and he was earning like loads of money, it's like, if he didn't do that, he's then just got to go to a 9-to-5 job, like. But we are taking, right? God, what is this? We are taking one Pacific story where it was a good story, I suppose, to some extent. I know he was obviously got himself in a lot of controversy because the stuff and content he was making, it was kind of, as nowadays you could call slop, right? But there's probably loads of YouTubers now who are under age of 16 who are like, what the hell? There goes my money. Well, no, 60. So 18. It's 18 in the UK. But Labour for years argued they would lower the voting age to 16, but obviously they won't now, will they? I think. Oh, what Canadians say? If you have your own, what do you call it? Well, no, I feel like they want it in Australia. I feel like Canada was the first to start talking about it, right? And it, for whatever reason, didn't happen. Now Australia did it, and then it implemented it, and now UK. It's just a bit extreme. So yeah, you could argue that. Actually, we're just talking about it now. EU Parliament urging social media ban for children influencers. See, I'm talking about Morgs. Morgs is slightly different. See, as I said, we talk about one good story, kind of, I suppose, where it seems like he was kind of almost the orchestrator in most part. I would have liked to hope anyway. I don't think it's like his mother wasn't that pushy, but you never know behind the scenes. But I feel like most now are kind of like do look like they're forced to do this stuff, right? So then there might be an argument for that. But then again, they like obviously if it's all done above board, right, and they make sure they get their money, because you do hear some horror stories, definitely with like the Nickelodeon kids and the Disney kids, in terms of some of their money being taken by their like mother and father before they get to 18. Who was that one person who got to 18, checked the bank account, it was like near enough empty, and there should have been hundreds, if not millions in there. Crazy. this gives other governments blueprint or censorship and removal of freedom. Yeah, it's cutting off like a whole generation from social media, a whole voice. And you know, some will say it's a good thing because you know, kids should be kids, and kids. I'm not. There used to be an old saying, didn't they? Kids should be seen and not heard. This is definitely going to the extreme, right? But I still feel like there should be a platform, right? Because they're still important generation. They need which is basically Labour's argument here, right? Like this has to be done to protect them. Which, yes, there definitely is that is a case in point, right? Social media can be used abhorrently, right? It's a terrible place sometimes. But there is so much good out there as well. But yeah, then you kids today, they already feel cut off, right? You don't have the youth clubs anymore. You don't have the infrastructure in place. Most of their parents are stinky poor. I'm not saying that because they are. I would love to go out and do things as an adult, but I just don't have the money. So if I don't have the money, I'm sure most adults with kids don't have the money to go, oh, yeah, go and do that, go and do this, go and like the government isn't helping anyone, right? Like literally, they're not helping anyone spend money on the restaurants or going out or holidays. Like if you're against the breadline, right? You're done. And now it's like the government saying, okay, we don't want kids on social media anymore. We don't want them on YouTube. We don't want them this. We don't want them that. We want them doing stuff or going out and exploring and being a kid. And it's like, wait, where's the infrastructure? The youth clubs are closed. Most places I feel like I can think of at the top of my head are also like adult orientated as well. Like I guess going bowling or something. And most bowling centers have pubs and games, and like you have to spend money there. It's like governments have just forgotten about kids, I suppose. Fact is that everyone is so overworked, people have to do multiple jobs for normal pay, and Elon Musk is a trillionaire, so they put their kids in front of screens to take the pressure off. I mean, okay, that's oversimplifying it, I think. And people will say, oh, they shouldn't be doing that to their kids. And that's not a point. I'm not saying that the parents are doing that. I'm saying the kids are doing that. Because it's like, I mean, I guess they could go out and kick a ball, but local parks, some of the local parks not great. I mean, around my area, I feel like, yes, we got kind of good parks, right? But I don't feel like there's any, like, social things. Like, most kids would just go to other people's houses, which I guess they used to today, and just sit around and play computer games. Because the weather's bad. Like, maybe that's, at least they're still socializing at that point, I guess. Local parks can be a host for threatening teens. Yeah, like people around my, like, when I was a teenager, I was cool, right? But like, yeah, like some kids will probably there'd still be issues, right? Like some kids will be like, oh, I don't want to run into that group because this guy's this guy's that, so I stay at home, right? Or like they're implementing this stuff, but there is so much more stuff. Like this is, I don't want to say this is scratching the surface, right? Because then it sounds like I'm saying that yeah, this ban everything. No, but this is only scratching the surface. Like if you want kids to be kids, or you want kids to do something else, like where's the infrastructure for that, mate? It isn't there, Keir Starmer. It's not there. The infrastructure's just not there. Books are great. books are expensive. You know where they're cheaper on? They're on phones, right? Which, depending on how they implement this, it might need you, like... You can still do that, right? The ban doesn't include that, right? But, yeah, they still could be on their phones to read stuff. But obviously, again, we're kind of getting off the subject of the social media element of it and the social thing, which, if you take them away, it's still, if you want them to socialise with their friends, because the argument is not, even though people want to make it on social media, it's not like, oh, get them off the phones and get them reading books or something. No, the whole point is the social element, the social structure of the young generation. That's what the argument should be about, but it turns into like, oh, if you spend 9 hours on the phone for a weekend, you can now make up the 9 hours by reading books or drawing. Like, the point is to socialise, right? So kids are not so secluded, if that is the argument. And they're just like, oh no, actually, we're not going to do anything else from this point. How for libraries in the UK? Awful. That's what I'm saying. The infrastructure's not there. Internet just gives you free. Well, to be fair, Mash, we're not banning the internet here. They can still do that. But again, this is the. If we're banning TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, we are talking about a social thing, right? Because that's the argument here. It's a social point, not the fact that these kids are bored because they're trying to protect them from what they do. Because obviously you go on Twitter to kind of scroll, or you go on TikTok for entertainment, right? So I guess there is a bit of an entertainment purpose to it. But I feel like you're on them apps because of its social construct, right? But they are blocked, aren't they? I thought you needed certain things to them. I thought you needed ID to get on them, didn't you? There is no second 0 point. Can we move on from that? But anyway, that is a story of how the UK will ban under 16s from being on social media. So we see how that goes then. But guys, thanks for watching this little chat about politics, which I may or may not make into a video. But if I did, you're seeing it now, unless you're seeing it live. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And until next time, it has been your boy, mrjayowhy. It's next time, bye-bye. Hopefully the stream don't crash. So fingers crossed, chat. Now that was a long recording. That's when it might crash. That's when it might definitely crash. There's talking about banning. I did talk about it at some point in that whole chat, right? They are thinking about banning banning that VPNs. The only time I've used a VPN is when I needed to watch a program that wasn't out in the UK for 6 months. You stop them from operating in this country and you make them not billable to UK credit cards and debit accounts. It's actually very easy to do that. So I didn't see any conversation about the curfew thing on under 18's curfew. Censorship is a suggestion. UK, what was it? Media, social media? So I can't say a lot about this talk. I feel like, as I said at the start of that video, I feel like it's a bit of a... What's the question? It's fake news, but maybe out of context. Some restrictions for 16, 17-year-olds. But again, you know, like, I don't know how they can think my cousin can join the army, but can't be trusted to scroll on TikTok. Crazy. Crazy, right? Please watch a TikTok. Don't be a bad TikTok because it just invalidates the whole argument we just had. What on earth is that from... Where is it? TikTok channel. Yeah, that's not working, mate.
Overnight curfews or breaks in doom scrolling for 16 and 17-year-olds. So yesterday's announcement was the first of the measures. I said yesterday to MPs I'll come back in July with a further statement around VPNs, but also additional measures that we want to look at, further restrictions on AI.
Oh, they're only looking at it for this 16, 17-year-old argument. Oh. You can get married. Oh, no, I don't think you can get married anymore if you're under the age of... I know you used to get... If your parents' permission, you can, like, marry someone. But anyway, you can have a kid. You can... what else can you do? Get a job, pay taxes. But you're expected to not doom scroll on TikTok. Oh... What? There might be an argument for it, right? On the 13, definitely, right? Literally, it says in the agreement that you are over the age of 13 before sign up to this account, right? By the way, Roblox delete people's games that aren't age verified. bro, people just lost hundreds of thousands of pounds. We had this argument about the Fortnite. Look, when Fortnite, there was loads of good map builders under the age of like 18, right? But they couldn't end because of, you know, when Fortnite changed their ways, right? But, you know, we're not talking about Roblox here. Are we banning, like, again, that's a whole different thing. But I'm like, if you're banning this and you don't, like, look at, like... I did see someone make an argument, right? So actually, I might record this bit. I did see someone, right, make an argument, and he said, no, I am a good father, which he might be right. I don't let my child play I feel like he was... he was rage baiting, by the way. I don't let my child play games like Call of Duty or GTA. I'll make sure they play child-appropriate games like Roblox. I mean, is someone going to tell him? Is someone going to tell him? Is someone going to tell him? I don't know. Again, is this person being sarcastic? I can't work it out. Okay, then she's being sarcastic, right? Well, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, if you're going to go there and you don't go there, then is it really about safety, or is it about censorship? Is it about... I'm thinking about going to Japan because I have to be stationed there too. I didn't realise this until recently, right? That my how life can be so different, right? My granddad and my nan, right? They were posted, right, in the army. I think you still had national subscription around this point. And actually, I don't think you did. I think you joined the army because you wanted to join the army. Anyway. Maybe he had national service, I don't know. So he got posted in Wales at some point, then he was in Germany, and then I think he went back somewhere else. And he was literally gonna get thingied in Japan, but they didn't. And I think my nan fell pregnant, and they decided not to go. Like, how crazy, like, that could have, like, what would have happened if they had gone to Japan? Crazy. Like, how much different your life could have been. Like, I kind of felt sad. I thought, oh, that would have been so good if they went to Japan. But then would my mum have been born because that would have been my uncle. Bro's out here trying to steal my strip. Oh yeah, sorry about that. I actually only got it up because someone mentioned about, oh, Drift doesn't have a face face style for OG. That's a bit suspicious. I went, no, that is kind of suspicious. What does? How much money do you earn? How much do you have in the bank? How much do you pay in tax? How much have you got invested? How much mortgage, if you have one? If you have nothing to hide, you're happy to shit. That's just rage bait. Anyway, how much you have invested? That's not money earned, mate. That doesn't count. You need to learn how to... you don't need to tax that, mate. It's unrealised earnings. I have no idea. We were talking, obviously, videos I've recorded so far, today's stream, we talked about the whole AI thing for Fortnite, and then we had a whole discussion about the whole social media thing in the UK. So someone decided to make an AI gen. So is it Geno-Y as well? Got a picture of Geno. So we're just saying Geno-rated at the moment as a whole thing. Oh wait, you talk about mrjayowhy AI. Oh, he's been around for ages. I thought you meant the other guy. should work now. Okay, I'm not watching that. Is this you on a burner account? Is this you on a burner account, Rapid? That's why the other link didn't work, because it got taken down. Please, that whatever that is not getting into power, right? Can we be? Look, at this rate, we're gonna have a hung parliament for the next 50 years, right? A mess of governments. So IMB said they're 115 years old, so I just added Manchester City. I'm funny. Give me W's in chat for being funny. Give me W's in chat for being funny, chat. I'm just comical. Oh yeah, Thunder. I did see your thing. I haven't. Yeah. Talk soon. Jay, I'm not Leon. I'm not even questioning if you are Leon. That's just suspicious, right? That's just suspicious, you know? I downloaded Battlefield 6. It didn't work. It did that whole we can't have the right thing on your computer, so and it needed to go through a whole thing to be ordered to make it play. I didn't do it. Jay, are you LARPing? I am not LARPing. Why are you being weird, chat? Why are you being weird? Why are you being weird, chat? Yeah, can I have a LARP channel? Can someone make a LARP channel? Can someone pretend to be me? I need content, and that'd be kind of funny content. Why am I so bad at hands? Can we not look at the fingers? They're awful. You keep saying you're not Leon. That doesn't help your case. No one mentioned that you're Leon, so it doesn't help your case. I think the last thing to do is to do the hair. And I hate doing hair. And fingers. Yeah, let's not look at them. Let's not look at them at all. Oh, wow, I need how does that look like? Well, it just actually kind of look like that, to be fair. Okay, it just kind of stop, actually. Oh, no, I haven't done these red accents. I don't think I am going to do them. I actually think it looks better without the red accent, if I'm being honest. So that one, they work, right? I feel like they work. But the ones here, I actually prefer without, if I'm being honest. Well, yeah, I'm also really bad at hair, so I don't really know if I want to do that on stream. I'm really glad. I'm really nice how the belt turned out. The belt. Ignore the hands again. The belt turned out really nice. Didn't need to generate that with AI. Okay, you've just revealed yourself to be Leon, by the way, by shouting squads in chat. No one else does that. Well done. Yeah, I did say that in the video when we talked about the whole YouTube thing. Like, if you're gonna ban social media, you got to ban social media. I would argue YouTube isn't social media, right? I mean, it was intentionally meant to be a dating site, right? Where's this? I didn't realise I haven't put shade in this yet. Oh my god, what have I done here? Green bits. That's what I call it. I call it green bits. Paint, hair, chest plate. Green. There you go. Hopefully we had that conversation. I said my cousin is 17, right, and he's in the army, and we're going to give him a curfew. Okay, guys. And I expect him to be too busy to be on social media anyway, but I'm just, I feel like at that age you've got either trusting him to stay off social media, or you know, I don't know. I don't know. Oh. So at that point, you've got no hope. Oh, should I have gone? No, that's going to be covered by that, right? Well, yeah. Singularity. What? Generate me a hyper-realistic Fortnite Chapter 7 paradigm. I'm doing that, mate. I'm doing that. I'm doing that, bro. I'm doing it. I've done it now. I've done it. Wait, why is that not? Wait, what? Jay, what is this for? I saw you working on it last night. It's just something to do. I kind of want to get it better because it all started from when I started to do the tops, right, and the merch. So I was like, oh, I better actually kind of get good. And, you know, I feel like my thumbnails improved, right? Because I feel like I'm doing some extra stuff, right? Do a collab with Markiplier? Yeah, I'll just get his name right. It's funny how it was originally just to keep the kids off the... Wait, what? Oh. Well, that's what people say, right? It's like, okay, you start off here, which no one can really argue with, right? And then you go to here, and it's like, okay, it's about 50-50. Like, social media is bad, right? It has its bad points. And then it's like, it'd be another thing, right? So everyone's like, this is a backdoor to, like, ID cards, essentially. That's what they're saying. Again, how do I do the hair? I don't know. I even want to attempt to do the hair. I don't know. Oh, is that the bun? So I was messing around with the hair yesterday. I don't know where I left it. So, how do I do these lines, right? Leon, does it look like I'm playing Fortnite? Oh wait, so if the hair's here, it must be... Okay, no. Oops. Sorry, Singularity, I did not mean to do that. What? Oh. Should I do bald Singularity? Did anyone like my paradigm? I gave paradigm and Singularity egg. I thought it was kind of good. Well, yeah, I don't need to do behind the hair, do I? Unless you want to be really, I don't know. Did that happen with Discord? Yeah, that seems a bit of a... Okay, so what I want to do is... No, I want to single out the head eye. And I want to give another layer. And then I want... Okay, I want to keep it this pink. I want to do this, right? Oh no, do I just... Wait, do I just pink up the whole hair and then just delete what I don't like? So I feel like done this. I'm aware it's more of a red color, but I don't know. I can't like the pink hair, to be honest. It's like a... I don't know. Don't know. They didn't cancel the next Doctor Who series. They didn't have one. They never had one. But they've obviously been working with the BBC to try and get something to happen, and obviously they've not. It's not happened. So hasn't happened. What am I doing here? Oh, okay. I know what I'm doing. Actually, no, I don't know what I'm doing. I want the shading on the hair for the back hair, but I don't know. Just doesn't look right. That does actually work. That does actually work. How did I do the hair? Why does it look like I thingy it? Or maybe I did actually thingy it instead of draw it. I think I did that. As a rough line out instead of drawing it, I went like this. Did I? Oh no! Oh, that's why I drew it, and then to cheat, I painted it in. So I sketched it out, right? That's why it looks like this. So I shouldn't have done that. That's why it looks weird. So obviously I sketched it first, right? I forgot about that, yeah. So I sketched it first. Oh wait, it looks like that. Oh, so I went like this, right? Sketched it out. And then I painted it, or I selected, that's it. I selected the lines to paint it out, and that's why it looks weird, because, you know, this will be like that. Oops. What an A. Well, I don't know what games they are. So how do I fix this, right? How do I... I like... I know I could, how I could like... Okay, why is this... I feel each hair is like a... Oh. Each hair is like a... Okay, I'm going to sketch over this, right? Each hair is like a... Like almost an almond nut. It's an almond? Almond. So I could be really thing and do both right. What's the best way of doing this? What's the most noob way of doing this? Okay, why is... I could do it like this. Copy it, paste it. Then I... It's pronounced... you're saying it on a computer screen! It just looks like... What do you expect me to do, Flu? Oh, yeah, I could see it now. Sorry, I see it. And the light's on the other side, right? And just layer it right. And then actually the... Okay, no, I need another one. And then it's slightly lighter or grayer on the other side. And maybe put that top right, and then... Oh. Wait, why hasn't it done that? Oh. Okay, now it should... Now it should work, right? Okay. I need to learn how to do hair and not do whatever I'm trying to attempt to do here. Is that gonna work? Oh no, I don't know. And then flip and mirror it, and then you have like a bun, right? And then someone who's trash at apparently doing hair doesn't even have to worry about it then, right? And then you flip it. No, no. Wait. Yeah, you put it underneath it, right? Wait, no. Yeah, there you go. Oh my god, that might actually work. Am I locked into it, chat? And then you... Wait, why is that so big? And then... Oh my god, that actually works. I'm a genius. I actually might be... And then I clean it up with AI. That's what Fortnite would do. Okay, it's starting to look a bit rough. I need to clean this up. Wait, he's cooking. I'm surprised that actually works. I'm actually surprised. Well, I say works. I'm using that term very loosely, right? Oh, no. The hair's actually going to be the best part now. Don't turn it dark. Oh, sorry. I'm joking about the AI, by the way. Where's the top bits? Oh. See, and then you can like clean it up, right? And then, yeah, it's too samey at the moment. Wait, where's this one? That's not what I presumed it would be there, right? Wait, is it? I can't believe that works. I can't. I'm shocked at myself. That works. And then do I? I don't know if I want to merge this together right now, but you know what? I am. Wait, no, I don't. No, no, wait, no, I don't know. Well, no, I do want to, and then try and lighten this up, right? Oh, and some of them are variations of sizes, right? That needs to be a thing. So we make this one bigger, right? And maybe a little bit turn, so. I don't know. And maybe some of the... Oh, wait. Because it turns... Oh, wait. Where's the bottoms? Okay, yeah. Make the turn, right? Make the turn. Oh, no. I made that already. And wait, the ones further in have to be further apart, right? Anyway, Ludo, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. How do I make a scrunchie? Can't even tell what that is. Maybe something like... No. What? Maybe I wasn't good in chat. Bold. Yeah, I was thinking to get one, but yeah. One thing at a time, mate. One thing at a time. Oh. No. What am I doing? Because that's the point. You make it up in your head, right? How do I get it more looking like this? I can't remember. Oh, because I went grey, didn't I? Oh, that might be the issue, right? So I might need to like add a shade to all this to like in order to like get it back looking kind of like this color here. So I've gone from I was meant to make it blue, I forgot that, so I need to kind of tint it back blue. Which is not doable. Do I merge these layer? Let me save it and then we merge the layer, right? Need for Speed? I have played a couple of Need for Speed games. It's been a while now. It's been years, actually. Decades, even. Decades. Oh, you idiots. What are my thoughts on hot dogs? I don't eat I don't I don't know. I'm more the food not really. I prefer a burger. So what do I do the same thing with this? Do I take this, right? And then do I do the same again, like and then one. Oh wait, I'll just do it on the same thing I did. Sorry, I'm locking in. I forgot to speak, chat. My bad. In Need for Speed Unbound, you can now exit the car, explore the missions, and have your dealership and house. Cool. One I played, and I didn't play it a lot, right? But it was a really cool concept. Was Driver 4, but I don't think many people liked it for a multitude of reasons, right? But you sort of like, I think he was in a coma and he jumped around or something. Kind of like. I think this actually might be the answer to our problems, chat. And then I merge. Do I like seafood? I seafood and I eat it. I mean, I like fish, but it's not really my go-to, right? So how do we kind of flip, right? So imagine Ice King or Jenna as the UK Prime Minister. What if he already is? What if this is it, man? What if this is the bad ending? What if this is a bad ending? What's your opinion on British food? Is great, and what I mean British food, I mean like the the restaurants, regardless of what cuisine they're all pretty good, right? Actual British food itself might be a bit of an argument, right? Right, these are two different parts, right? And that's why I'm going wrong with the hair, and I've only just noticed it. What an idiot. So actually, contextually, like this is like, so it goes off the ear, right? It's a bit up from the ear. Jimmy, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Where's my hair? I shouldn't probably move this right because you kind of get bigger, right? Did I not save like an individual one? I didn't, did I? Stop playing? Fair enough. Wait, what? Forgot how to use these things. Nope, nope. Actually, your hair needs to be in front of this, that's why it's... I'll just have to redo that again. And these are kind of just big sin. Okay, that's what's going wrong there. Oh, bold singularity again. Oh. Thanks for liking a restaurant. I was born in Great Britain, but now I'm in Toronto, Canada. I'm a US Marine. I'm 26. Fair enough. Good stuff. Forgot. Don't like how this is. Right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut from. I think actually no here. Okay, at this point, it goes from like small ones, like pretty large ones. So why do you keep... Wait, what? Oh, well, we're done here. I might have to do this again, but we've got the right idea. We've got the right idea with it here. I think. Forza Horizon. That's what I'll play. Why has it done that? And I'll group this one as well. And regroup all these into one singular group because I don't really know what happened there. Apart from that. And then something like this, and then maybe a shadow. The only thing that looks bad is like the cutoff bit I'll try to do here. I think I could just actually redo that completely again. Wait, why is this one group? Why is this one layer? Why don't I put on one? Oh yeah, I know why. We just only need to turn this. And maybe a sharp edge here. Vio, okay. On Fortnite, you can add me exclamation mark epic in chat to give me my epic, and I will add you at some point. Unless I got you added already. Name seems familiar. Oh, wrong cam. Sorry. My bad, chat. Actually, I might just have to do this. Why did I do this in the first place? Oh, it's the most logical sense to do this, right? Oh. I don't know. That hair idea was actually a good idea. Can I please make Jay, can you please make next stream playing the racing game? And I haven't added anyone on Fortnite. And I made it my mission for YouTuber to add me. As I said, exclamation mark epic in chat, and that's easy as that. As easy as that. No, I do not want to do that. Oh my god, did it just move on from... Are you joking me? I copied and pasted, but I think the computer's been really slow, so I didn't take, unfortunately. Stop. J. Yes, G? You just play all the time. Yeah, things change though. For the better, for the worse, but we move on. I mean, I probably don't play Fortnite as much as I used to. But then I go through some periods where I do. I played quite a lot the other day. I feel like I played like 8 hours. A couple on stream and a couple off. Trying to find them sprites. Hmm. Oh, can't you? Do I want to go under these? Is that where the other one is? I was here. Oh, I've literally been eating all day. I'm still so hungry. What have you been eating though? Because that could be sometimes a thing. If you haven't had anything actually fulfilling and you've just been snacking. Can you tell Jay that I played in ranked? My name was... Yeah, I know. Exclamation mark epic in chat. And that should give me my epic name. Add me and I'm add you back, right? So and then turn that right. Wait, what? Wait, what? Turn this white, can't I? Maybe we'll turn some blue. It might look a bit better. Oh wait, that's on erase. No, that's the wrong thing. Kind of almost now. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I almost had a heart attack. I thought I heard the gas in my kitchen, but it was just water pipes. Damn. Anyway, I think that's me done for the day. The hair is 10 times better than what it was. It's getting worse again. Like I think there's too much light up here. No. That's the point. It's meant to be like the reflection. I don't know what's. So it just looks more like a helmet at the moment. But anyway, that's that. Okay, I shall accept a few people in. As everyone added who had me, who sent a request. But if you want to send me another request, please exclamation mark epic in chat and I'll say accept. Simple as that. But I have accepted all my friend requests. But guys, if you do buy anything in the Fortnite item shop, you can see using creator code mrjayowhy, mrjayowhy. I think anyone use my code, I do appreciate it very much. If I've added you, I've added you. If you're a friend that I've already had on, right? No chance, right? I've got 500 friends. There's no way I'm finding you. I know you can search, but that's not always guaranteed. Can you search anymore? No, I can't see you. Okay, we have a new locker. Well, actually, I don't know if it's new. I haven't seen this shop, if I'm being honest. Oh, Faction Zero is in there, if anyone wants that. Interesting. Go, it's the Venetius Toon Takeover. Interesting. We've got Fortnite drops as well. A few white skins in there, I suppose. Oh, yeah, Mothman. We've got Brute Gunner. We've also got the Digital Circus, which is that leaving? Oh, no, bonus battling. Oh, we have Halloween skins for some reason. Toy Story. What is in bat ready? Anything interesting? Ooh, Dax, Mao. Oh, these are leaving today, by the way. Diego is leaving. If you want to get yourself a mask maker, Diego, consider using credit code Mr. Joy in the Fortnite item shop. Was the bundle near this? I have no idea. I didn't look at the bundle, if I'm being honest. But guys, yeah, send a friend request. As I said, exclamation mark epic. It's simple as that, guys. Mate, I've got like 65 people online, and it's not in alphabetical order. I mean, if you see yourself, you see yourself. I don't have a clue. I've got five. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. But guys, thanks for being here. I'll probably be chilling in Discord for a bit. Probably try and make a start on editing one of those videos. Did you hear about Clark's stream? Oh, mate, I was near. Oh, well, I wasn't near. I was watching. I was like going between other streams, seeing if I could spot them, and I spotted them a few times. But yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. But anyway, guys, I searched and I couldn't find it. But anyway, guys, until next time, it has been your boy, mrjayowhy. Next time.